today's video, we are back on the A55 at the fantastic Britannia Bridge, or Pont Britannia as it's known to the Welsh. We've made a couple of videos about this bridge in the past, but today we are back as there's something that only truckers and drivers of large vehicles can see, and we're going to be taking a look at it. Arguably the most famous house that sits alongside the British road network sits 120 miles away from this bridge, and that of course is Stotthall Farm on the M62. The entrance to Stotthall Farm sits on a very rural road and access is restricted, with the farm entrance appearing to be more fortified than Downing Street in London. But at least there's a road for the people who live at Stotthall Farm to access their property, as the subject of today's video doesn't. So let's discuss it. One trucker's eye.
Who'd live in a house like this? David, it's over to you.
The trucker's eye. The trucker's eye. The trucker's eye. The trucker's eye.
If you've only ever driven across the Britannia Bridge in a car, then it's likely that you missed the stunning views of the MENAI Strait and the MENAI Bridge in the distance. But probably the thing that stands out the most is that there seems to be a house in the middle of the Straits, which begs the question,
What sort of person lives in a house like this?
actually, that wasn't the question I had in my mind. It was more a question of how did a house end up in the middle of one of the most treacherous tidal waterways, and between two of the most iconic road bridges in Britain, and seemingly without any road to get you there. Well, it was actually built there because of those treacherous tidal waterways. Let's get up in the air again. This idyllic island is Ynys Gorad Goch. The earliest known documentation of the island dates back almost 450 years ago, to the year 1590, where apparently the island belonged to the nearby diocese of Bangor. Today Bangor is a city, and it was the very first city in the whole of Wales. Bangor sits to the right of this shot as we are looking right now. The island was documented as being leased out, but not only for the cash payment, but also for the price of one of these. A barrel of herring, and that's because the island of Ynys Gorad Goch was a fish trap, and the remains of two fishing weirs are still visible to this very day. They were thought to have been built in the mid-1800s, at the same time as the hut for smoking the fish was built. Fish would be taken by the currents into the weirs and then would be trapped as the tide retreated. Sometime in the late 19th century, the house was sold, and then throughout the 20th century became a tourist attraction. A bell on the Anglesey shore would summon a boat for the visitors to go to the island for some Gorad whitebait tea, and that consisted of a pot of tea, some brown bread and butter, and also some whitebait fried in a basket. And that was all for the price of just 1 shilling. The house was also a one-time holiday let, but is now back in private ownership. The smokehouse was in use until as recently as 1959, but today there are now 2 properties on the island, and with the changing tides of the straits, they are reported to both flood in the spring of every year. Apparently though, they are well set up for dealing with the floods, as they know exactly when they will occur and they know exactly when to take the furniture upstairs. The properties are fitted with red quarry tiles and skirting made from concrete. Some pumps pump the water out once the tides retreat, and the floors are then cleaned with fresh water, which dries within a few hours, and this enables the furniture to be brought back down again. You do have to wonder who would live in a house like this. These properties certainly have their benefits, but you would really need to be organised. It's not like you can just run out to the shop if you need a pint of milk, or even worse, toilet paper. Then there are the other challenges as to where Amazon would leave your parcel deliveries, or where you put your bins out. But by the same token, I don't suppose anybody could deliver you your council tax bill either. So there are pluses. And I wondered if either property was to come up for sale, just how much they would sell for. But then you have the other side of that coin too. How do you actually go for a viewing? So many questions. But what an absolute fantastic pleasure it must be to look out of your house at one side and see Thomas Telford's MENAI Road Bridge, and then to look out the other side of the house and see Robert Stephenson's Railway Bridge. For those of you who haven't seen our video on how Stephenson's Railway Bridge ended up carrying traffic too, I'll link the video to the end of this one, as that story in itself is absolutely fascinating. You can see the power of the tide on the MENAI Strait by just looking at this boat. In the early part of this video he was flying along with the currents, but going against them is a whole different story. But it's time for us to move on. We're off to another destination for another video for another day. We do hope you enjoyed this particular video, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up, as this helps the video get pushed out to many other people too. A huge thank you to anyone who comments on these videos and to everyone who subscribes to the channel. I'll see you all next time. One trucker's eye.